There's about 3 months left in the year, and Pokemon has launched several sets so far, from Paldean Fates to Stellar Crown, and yet we still have Surging Sparks to release later on this year. For today, we're going to be looking at what the top 10 most expensive cards are of 2024. And of course, this top 10 list will probably be impacted once the Surging Spark sets does come out, and we will take another look at what the top 10 is closer to the end of the year to finalize what that looks like. But let's take a look at what it currently looks like, starting off with the number 10 card, Iron Crown EX. Now, this is actually a really nice card, and it's actually a playable card, and I personally did not pull this card. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't pulled this card, and I wish I did because it's really cool. I like the concept here with looks like the moon in the background there, and he's just hanging out on the top of the tree. I actually pulled the Iron Crown EX, just the regular EX, several times. I'm talking about somewhat around 10 to 15 times. And that's not a bad thing, because that card actually, when it was first released, was worth quite a bit of money. It was worth between $10 to $15. So you could have offloaded those cards anywhere from around that $10 range, almost getting like 2 booster packs worth of your value here. So never discount those EX cards. Really look at what their values are, especially when they come out, because you can make a little profit with it. But anyways, focusing back on this card over here, Iron Crown EX, it is the number 10 spot. It's a really decent card. I like the artwork on it, and it's currently going for about $56 here. So it has declined from its high here. It was all the way up to about $70 in June of this year, and now is gone down to approximately $56 so far. So and honestly, with more and more sets that are coming out here, you're probably going to see this card decline a little bit further, and if it no longer becomes a playable card, it'll probably decline even further as new decks and new sets come out. This is a card that you may want to hold off on a little bit longer to see what the price settles at, and you may be able to get it for even cheaper than this price. But currently, as it stands, over the last 3 months, we're looking at about a 19-20% decline for the Iron Crown EX. It's still a beautiful card, and you know what? If you don't pull it, $50 or $56 is still not a bad price if you're looking to add this one to your collection. So Iron Crown EX takes the number 10 spot in the top 10 of 2024 for this year. Next up, we have Pheasantipity EX from Shrouded Fable. I actually did not anticipate seeing any Shrouded Fable cards in the top 10, and I'm not making fun of this set. Personally, I just don't like the set at all. There are a handful of cards, or I would say 1 or 2 cards that I did like, such as the Persian and the Houndoom, but other than that, really and truly, I was not really a super fan, and I'm not really a fan of this style of special illustration rare at all either. But the Birdie takes the number 9 spot here, and it is going currently for $57. So it's not even that much of a difference from the Iron Crown. It's about $1 or $2 different here. This one did start off at around $90 when it first released, and has declined over the last month or two by 36%, and it's going for $57. So if you are somebody that's going for Shrouded Fable or trying to master this set, I would hold off. I would just hold off a little bit longer to see where these prices are, because they've gone down substantially. Probably see 1 or 2 other cards from Shrouded Fable, and you'll see that that one has also had a major decline. So again, just giving you an idea of how Shrouded Fable is doing. You may want to just hold off a little bit. You may be able to get these cards for a little bit cheaper. So Pheasantipity takes the 9th spot in the top 10 of 2024 so far. Speaking of Shrouded Fable, and I guess you can call me wrong here, but Earthen Vessel is actually doing really well, and that's obviously because this is a very playable card. And I'm going to show you guys also the Earthen Vessel, just the regular trainer card as well, because that one is doing quite well for just a basic trainer card, and it's an opportunity for you guys who have bulk to just sell that one off. So just focusing on Earthen Vessel here for a second, the gold card. This one actually was about a $49 card when it first released around that pre-release time around July of this year, and now it's going for about $64. So it actually had a 31% increase. But for how long is that increase going to be? I can't say for sure. And honestly, a trainer card holding price for this long, it's got to be just due to its playability, and sooner or later it's going to decline. This is a definite hold off for me at this point if you're trying to master this set, as I said earlier, or if you want this card for your collection. It's not worth what it's currently going for. It will decline, and you'll probably be able to pick it up for a little bit cheaper. And as I said, as we're speaking about Earthen Vessel here, I just wanted to showcase to you guys the Earthen Vessel from Paradox Rift. I mean, this card over here is up 33%. and it is going for about $6 or $7 here. You can offload this card for about 6 or 7 US yourself and make yourself a little bit rough. You can get yourself a new booster pack or two with doing this. And so just to showcase this to you guys here, $7.98 is what the current price is, about $8. So again, if you offload this, you can get yourself a booster pack or two here. You got 44 of them currently on the market. You've got 8 sellers, and if we look at the 3-month snapshot here as well, you're looking at an average daily sold of 18. So this card does sell quite frequently. If you're averaging 18 a day, that's quite a bit. So if you have this card, this is an opportunity for you to offload. Again, this is not a part of the top 10. I just wanted to share with you guys the Paradox Rift Earthen Vessel version here. Just a basic trainer card, as there is an opportunity to make some money off that. But Earthen Vessel from Shrouded Fable currently takes the number 8 spot in the top 10 of 2024 so far. Next up is Raging Bolt EX from Temporal Forces. So this is actually a nice card. I genuinely like this card. I like the whole concept, him just hanging out there with the palm trees, ancient times, and unfortunately, it's also on a decline currently. It's down about 17.6% here and is going for about $73. Now, there are a lot of sets coming out and a lot of newer cards that people are looking at, and that's probably what's bringing down the price of Raging Bolt here, as people are not looking for it as much as they were before. And of course, they've got so many other cards, illustration rares out there now that, this one's kind of on the back burner, I would say. But hey, it's still a top card. It's still in your top 10. It's number 7 currently, and it's still a little bit up there in price. As I said, $68. It's not a $100 card, but it's still a pricey one. So Raging Bolt from Temporal Forces takes the number 7 spot in the top 10 of 2024. And now we've got some Twilight Masquerade happening, with Parin coming in number 6 from Twilight Masquerade. So this one is a great card, and it's unique because it goes with the Growlithe card. If you folks haven't seen that one, of course, with Twilight Masquerade, you can see him in the lens there as well. Growlithe just hanging out there. So she's taking a picture of him. It's a really special card. I like the concept of it here. So this one is going for about $71, $72, up about 3% in the last 3 months. It's held steady more or less. Again, it hasn't had any huge increase, but it's more or less been in that $70 range here and has stuck to that. And it's currently the number 6 card in all of 2024, and it's our first trainer card that we see in the top 10. So Parin from Twilight Masquerade takes the number 6 spot from our 2024 list. And the number 5 card is Carmen from Twilight Masquerade as well. So we've got another card from Twilight Masquerade, and we've got another trainer card from Twilight Masquerade. This one is pretty cool as well. We've got her at the carnival. It seems she's having some food there. You got the candy apple, you got some noodles, some eggs. Pokemon really loves to do this food concept here with their trainer cards, and this is a really nice one as well. This card is going for currently about $83, so down actually about 17%. It looks like Parin is kind of creeping up there and may catch Carmen into that 2nd spot in Twilight Masquerade, as this is the number 2 card from Twilight Masquerade currently, but it's currently going for $83 and it has had a bit of a decline here. Again, 17% down in the last 3 months. It's a substantial decline here. So it's a nice card. If you're looking to master your set, you may want to hold off on buying this one, as well as it's a bit pricey in my opinion. You can probably get it for a little bit cheaper in a couple months or so. So just maybe watch this one for now. But Carmine from Twilight Masquerade takes the number 5 spot in the top 10 of 2024. Next up is Mew EX from Paldean Fates, taking the number 4 spot. This is a beautiful card and definitely deserves to be in the top 4. I thought it would have even been higher than number 4, but it takes the number 4 spot. It's just a beautiful card. Should have been Shiny Mew, as I mentioned in my previous videos here, and you've got all these other Pokemon just hanging out with him there. It's a great card. It's a beautiful card. And currently going for $96. It's up 17% in the last 3 months. So it is on an upward trend here, and it may crack that $100 mark by the time we do our next update for the top 10 in 2024. I wouldn't be surprised if it does as the card ages, and it's a Mew. It probably will crack that spot. But again, it's doing really well here. $96, up 17%. And it is currently the number 4 card from our top 10 list. And you can't have a top 10 list without Charizard. Charizard EX from Paldean Fates takes the number 3 spot in the top 10 of 2024. And this is just a beautiful Charizard. I love just the colors here with the whole black, red, and purple here, and the blue in there in the background as well. It's a beautiful Charizard card, and it was a little bit of a difficult one to pull. I was lucky enough to pull it twice. A lot of my friends have yet to pull this card, and they're still going for it. And it is still a pricey card as well. We're currently looking at $106 here for this Charizard, and it has had a bit of a decline. I mean, 4.2% down over the last 3 months. It's been in that $120 to $100 range for the past 3 or 4 months now, and it's more or less held steady in that price range. But it is a really nice card and something that you want to consider picking up. As Paldean Fates is coming up to a year old, it's probably going to stick around that price or maybe go a little bit higher, as Charizards tend to do well, and this Charizard is no different, of course. So Charizard EX from Paldean Fates takes the number 3 spot in the top 10 of 2024. And we've got the new kid on the block, Terug EX from Stellar Crown, taking the number 2 spot and on a downward trend here as well. So I don't know how much longer this card will actually stay in the number 2 spot, because it has had a substantial decline. Of course, was at $153 at first release or in the pre-release, and has gone down to $112, down about 25%. Charizard is just around the corner there, and it may just fall below the Charizard in a couple days here, but currently sitting in number 2 spot at $112. And just focusing on the card here, and I personally haven't pulled this card, not a super huge fan of it myself, but based on what other people have been saying, other folks that have been commenting on my videos, they're saying that this is actually a really nice card, nice texture when you see it in real life, that is, as opposed to in pictures. And you know what? I don't doubt that. I'm pretty sure it probably is. And hopefully when I get a chance to see it in real life, I'll actually appreciate it a little bit more, and maybe I will want to add it to my collection. But currently I'm not too interested in this card myself, but it is the number 2 card from 2024 and is currently sitting at $112 and is probably going to decline a little bit further. So I would watch this one and see what happens with it. So Terug EX from Stellar Crown takes the number 2 spot from the top 10 of 2024. And I think we all saw this one coming here. Greninja EX from Twilight Masquerade, the 3rd card from Twilight Masquerade, takes the number 1 spot, sitting currently at $282. It is the number 1 card by a long shot. We're talking about a couple of $100 difference here in comparison to the 2nd place card here. There is nothing that touches it yet. We'll see what happens when Surging Sparks come out, if there's a challenger for this Greninja EX, but currently there is no one that can touch it. It's a decent looking card. Personally, I like the Greninja EX promo illustration rare that you get from Shrouded Fable a little bit more than this one, but this one is worth 10 times more than that one is, so you can't discount this one, of course. But number 1 card currently is Greninja EX, holding steady at $282, and we'll see what it looks like later on in the year when some of the other sets come out, as I mentioned. Anyways, folks, that is a quick look at what the top 10 cards are from 2024 currently. We'll probably see a little bit of a change as the new set comes out, Surging Sparks, of course, and we will do an updated video of what the top 10 looks like at that point. For me, my top cards from this top 10 list are the Charizard EX and the Mew EX. I can't say that I'm a super fan of the other ones, but the Greninja EX is fine. I'm not gonna discount it. Terug EX, I'm okay with it. Again, if I pull the card, fantastic. I'll definitely add it to my collections, but I don't think I'll be chasing it. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on this top 10, and if there are other cards that you think should be in this top 10 list that did not make it. And if you like this content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget, you guys are the greatest. My name's TRV, and we'll see you next time.